Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Well, Boo Radley and I, come here, Boo. You want to say hi to everybody? Boo Radley and I are hanging out in the bedroom today. Aren't we, bud? He said, we sure are. I don't even want to say it. Well, I was going to film my vlog. I wasn't going to film any videos but my vlog. And then I had to fold some laundry. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a Peter Does Stuff video filming some laundry. And then, that might be my thumbnail. Boo Radley yawning. Are you so bored with me already? You are? You are so bored with me already that you're yawning, honey? He said, Dad, today has been a boring day. Today has been a boring day. I slept in late today. Boo, you make a better door than a window, just so you know. As my mom used to say to me when I would stand in front of the TV. He said, I do. You do. But that's okay, because you're so cute. You're a cute door. So anyway, I woke up today, and I was like, you know what? I think I might just take the rest of the week or the next 2 days off and just relax. But film a vlog every single day. Like I was planning on filming a vlog, right? And then I had some laundry to fold. And I was like, you know, people on my Peter Does Stuff channel, they're like, you should do cleaning vlogs. You should do these kind of vlogs. You should do that kind of vlog. What's going on? You want to just go? He's going to go over to his dad's pillow in a second and relax. Can you see him shaking? He's so cold, little guy. He's not about wearing the clothes. Yesterday you had the hoodie on. You did pretty good with that. Yeah, you're cold, aren't you, buddy? He's been wanting to come up here. I think it must be warmer for him up here because he's been like running up and down the stairs waiting for me. So he was very excited when we came up here. But anyway, people have been suggesting to me that I should do cleaning vlogs on my Peter Does Stuff channel because I talk about cleaning out my closet, cleaning the basement, cleaning all this kind of stuff. They're like, you should just vlog yourself while you're cleaning. Well, today I had a bunch of laundry that I had to fold. The towels are actually still over there. I never got to the towels. But I had a bunch of clothes that I had washed. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a video where, come over here, buddy. Come here. He was like, no, I want to be front and center on the camera. Come here, honey. Do you want to relax and go over to your dad's pillow? He said, I don't really know what's going on. So, I just did a video where I was folding laundry. And I was telling stories about why I love to do laundry and told some other stories of my life and stuff like that. Told some stories about my mom. It actually ended up turning into something that I didn't expect it to turn into. I literally thought it would just be me folding laundry, and it turned into... Back in the day when the dogs would walk all over Alex, he just like walked all over me. Alex would say, I'm not a runway, this is not a fashion show. What is it? Now you're on the other side. You're smelling everything. This is my first cup of coffee that I have had for the day. Isn't that crazy? Did I have a little bit earlier? I put some... So anyway, so I filmed the Peter Does Stuff video. And then the Peter Does Stuff video and the review videos kind of always go in order for me. I don't know why. Like I always film them back to back. So I wanted to do this French onion soup review, this French onion soup that I bought at Costco. And, but I, last night I got Maggiano's, and so I had these deep fried zucchinis with ranch dressing that I had ordered, and I was like, I should just review these, because this is, you know, something kind of different on my channel, and, he is, like, waiting for his dad. Last night, when I was watching TV, he was standing by the garage door, and then he would, like, run in. He would, like, make his little bed in his bed and stuff like that, and then he'd sit there for a second. He finally settled down, see? Yeah. And then he would get settled in his bed, and then he'd hear something outside, and he'd go running for that back door. He could not wait for his dad to come home last night. Alex picked his mom up from the airport, but then... I said, are you gonna, like, you guys gonna, because I thought they would grab something to eat. And I said, are you guys gonna grab something to eat? And he was like, oh no, I'm just gonna drop her off at home. I'm really tired. And he had literally had on, like, I feel like this camera is not the greatest position. he literally had on like a matching like sweatpants, sweatshirt outfit. And so I thought, well, they probably really won't go anywhere unless it's real casual. They ended up going to this nice place in Carmel. They wanted to go to Basbo's Pizza, but they ended up going to this place called Savor, which is kind of like I wouldn't say it's like a steakhouse, but it's like an upscale restaurant. It's nice. And they were there for like 2 hours, and he had to visit with his mom and stuff like that. So they had a good time. I got my Maggiano's. I was a little disappointed about some of the things. The deep fried zucchini was not one of them. So I was like, I'm going to review that. So I reviewed that. Tanya had texted me earlier because we had talked about either going to a meeting tonight or going to a meeting tomorrow night. Because there's a meeting that she likes to go to on Wednesday nights, or possibly going to a noon on Thursday or Friday. So I was like, whatever, I just need a heads up, right? So she texted me today. Because I was like, if you want to go to a meeting tomorrow night, just text me in the afternoon. So she texted me today, and she's like, do you want to go to a meeting tonight? We're not going to go to our home group. We're going to go to another meeting that we like. And so I was like, yeah, sure. So I texted Alex, and Alex is going to take me over there at 7:15. And then, so I was like, you know what? I might just read. I'm really into this graphic novel, the graphic novel that I showed you guys yesterday, that Blackwater. I'm now like, I have like a third of it left. I'm really, really into it. I was actually reading it today, and I was like, this is kind of really poorly written. And then I was like, but it's a graphic novel. But I'm really enjoying the story of it so much, because I don't really know what's going to happen next, because it's about this guy that gets attacked in the woods. And anyway, so I was like, well, maybe I'll just like, you know, sit around today. And so my plan was, like at 2:30, I was like, I'm just going to film a vlog from like 2:30 to 3:30 right now, or 2:30 to, you know, 3. Maybe it'll be a shorter vlog today. And then just spend the rest of the day, like, you know, watching shows and reading my book and enjoying myself and stuff like that. But then I ended up cleaning the kitchen, got all the dishes loaded into the dishwasher, so I need to do that next. And then I filmed the folding laundry video, and I did the review video. And so those are uploading right now. And then I was like, okay, it is currently 4:56, so Alex will be getting off work in just a little bit, and he'll be on his way home. And I was like, first of all, it's way too cold to film outside. I mean, it's way too cold to even sit outside for longer than 10 minutes. I haven't even looked to see what the temperature is today. It was last night. I mean, it got down to like 10 or 15 degrees last night. It was really, really, really bitter cold, because I sat inside and watched so much TV last night. And so I like to go outside to do my prayers and meditations. It feels more spiritual for me. And so I did my prayers inside, but I went outside to do my like meditations and my 10-step and things like that. It's currently 25 degrees. You guys, like, you cannot make this stuff up. But it's not supposed to snow. It says it's sunny outside right now. I don't know that I would say it's sunny. It says full sunny. Feels like 19 hourly. How cold is it supposed to get tonight? Okay. 19, 20. Oh, that's weird. 12 a.m. Okay. 11 p.m. 18 degrees. 12 a.m. 19 degrees. 1 a.m. 19. Then 2 a.m. 20. And then starting at like 2 a.m. it starts getting warmer. That's crazy. Tomorrow the high is supposed to be like, what, 44 or something like that? 46 tomorrow. And then Thursday is 54. That's much nicer. 47, 49, 51, 47. I mean, it's going to be 54, 52. It's the first week. That's the 8th and the 9th of December. I mean, we're here for the cold's here to last. So I went outside last night and did my 10th step. And did my meditations and the 11th step prayer and my gratitudes and stuff like that. And then I was like, I'm going to start listening to some of this audiobook. Yeah, I did my 10th step, 11th step prayer. And then I was like, I'm going to listen to, I'm like really slacking on my audiobook this week. And I'm listening to the Christmas Tree Murders, the Christmas Tree Farm Murders. I'm listening to the 4th book in the series, which apparently is the last book. Somebody commented and said, I think it was on my vlog, they said it, that she lost her publisher. I've heard like so many different stories whenever I mention this series that I love, that she got a new publisher, this Jacqueline Frost, and so she's starting to write them again. Somebody said the publisher canceled these books, and so this will be her last book writing the series. Somebody said that on my thing the other day. I don't know where I was going to get on her website and look to see what the information is. But I mean, she could always self-publish or something like that, like a lot of people do. Jana DeLeon, I believe, self-publishes all the Misfortune books. A lot of cozy mystery writers self-publish their books. I will be self-publishing my cozy mystery book. I'm not even going to try with all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to self-publish it myself. But anyway, the book is called, hold on a second, I'm literally like only like a half an hour, 45 minutes into it, you guys. And I like it. It's really good. It is Stalking Around the Christmas Tree, Jacqueline Frost. It's the 4th book in the Christmas Tree Farm Mysteries. And yeah, how far am I into it? I've got 3 hours and 25 minutes left of it. So it's about these people, and they own this like inn. Their daughter's name is Holly. She's getting married on Christmas Eve. And she's like who the books are about. And she's always the one caught up in the mystery. And she's like marrying the sheriff. Like, I tell you guys this stuff, and it's the truth. Like, they always like fall in love with the sheriff. So, I think he's the sheriff. His name's Evan. And this like ballet troupe or group or whatever has come to town to do like the Nutcracker or something. I already know the mystery is going to be about them. Right now, if you've read the book, I'm only at the parade. And then she's got a friend, and her friend's name is Dolores, but she makes such good cookies that they call her Cookie, but her last name's Cutter. Cookie Cutter. You guys, I live for these books, okay? So I was listening to it. I was just like sitting out there, had my cup of coffee, my heated vest on. I was like, I'm just going to sit out here and be serene for like 15. I mean, it was so cold that I put my heated vest on for just being outside for 10 or 15 minutes. It was so cold. And I was like, I'm just going to be serene. Put my socks on with my boots, heavy coat, heated vest. And I knew I was only going to be out there for 10 or 15 minutes. That's how biting cold it was last night. And I was like, okay, I am just going to sit out here and be serene. The sky was beautiful. It was like, you could see the stars. It was so beautiful. While I was sitting there in my chair, and I looked down at the table, and I was like, what is on the table? And I was like, snow. Like, it had started just kind of like lightly, it wasn't like you could hardly see it, but it was like lightly snowing a little bit, just spitting snow. It was so pretty. And I was sitting there listening to this Christmas cozy mystery, and I just was so happy, like, in that moment. I just was so happy last night, just in general. You know, I talked about this a while ago on here, and when I said it, I started saying it so much. And some people kind of made fun of it, and they thought it was kind of stupid. By the way, this is just like one of those reading pillows that I bought like years ago. And I always thought it would be like so cozy to sit in bed late at night while Alex was watching his TikToks or whatever, playing his game, and I would sit here and read with this, you know. It's the most uncomfortable pillow in the entire world. I've never once used it, and then it sat in the closet the entire time, and I bought it on Amazon. So today, I don't know why, I was just like, because when I cleaned out that closet, I found it, and I almost was like going to donate it, and I thought, no, just hold on to it. You might want to use it. Because this is the thing. I would donate it, right? And then like a week later, I'd be like, God, I wish I still had that reading pillow. Like, I'm really in the mood to read in bed now. You know what I mean? It's like I bought those reading lights back in the day, but... So anyway, so I was like, well, it's good for something. It's good for filming a video over here. Boo Radley! Oh, look. Boo Radley, what are you doing over there? He's like, I'm hiding over here in my dad's pillows. He's so cozy, little guy. So, hold on, I gotta get this all situated. How did I have this? Hold on just a second. No, that wasn't how I had it. I don't know how I had it. It doesn't matter. No, that doesn't work. Darn it, how did I have it? So yeah, so last night I watched Below Deck Mediterranean, Dragula. I almost laid down after Below... What did I watch before Below Deck Mediterranean? Oh, I watched the first episode of Season 2 of 1,000 Pound Sisters, which I am so into right now. And so, because I was waiting for Below Deck Mediterranean to get done. So I watched Below Deck Mediterranean, but I got done with it, and I still had like 12 or 20 minutes until midnight. And so I was like, okay, Dragula comes on at midnight. So, I'm going to go upstairs. And I thought, well, maybe I'll lay down for like a half an hour, 40 minutes. But I knew if I did, I wasn't even really that tired. I cannot get comfortable. I don't know why. But I was like, I knew if I did, that I would not wake up and I would sleep straight through the night, right? Got winded, I don't know why. I put this dark chocolate syrup in this coffee. And it's not bad, actually. So anyway, I came up here and I was like laying down with Alex and stuff like that. And he was like looking at TikToks and whatever. I feel like I was watching something else too. No, I can't remember what it was. I finished RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under. Did I say that? A couple days ago I finished that. What else was I watching? There's like this like cult show about this woman that's a cult leader, Mother God or something like that. I saw it last night and then somebody commented on my video and told me that they were going to watch something else because they just finished that and that I should watch it. It would be good. When I was already thinking about watching it. So I might watch that tonight when I get home from my meeting. So anyway, I came downstairs and it was like 5 after 12 and I looked on, what's that channel called Shudder or whatever that I have that has horror movies and Dragula, and the only reason I have it is for Dragula. So I looked on there and the new episode of Dragula still wasn't on. And I was like, oh my God, am I going to have to wait till 3 a.m.? Because, you know, like depending on the time zone. So I watched the second episode of 1,000 Pound Sisters. And then, like, halfway through it, I went and checked, and the new episode of Dragula was up. So I was like, oh, thank God. So I watched Dragula last night. It was so good. I'm, like, caught up on all my shows. I think tonight is... Oh my God, that's so funny. I pulled it right up to my shows. Here's my show list. So I have tonight, Welcome to Plathville, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but Alex and I watch that together. So the only show I have on tonight is Welcome to Plathville, which I might watch tomorrow. It just depends. So last night, I was like wide awake, and I just sat in that chair with the Christmas tree lights on in the dark, because Alex like went to bed finally. When the lights up here go off, I know that he's going to bed. So I came up here, I was like, are you going to bed? He's like, yeah. So I gave him a kiss goodnight, he went to bed. And then I watched, with the Christmas tree lights on, the candles lit, it was so pretty. I watched like the almost entire, I think I'm like halfway through episode 7. So I have episode 8, 9, and 10. Well, half episode 7 and then 8, 9, and 10 of 1,000 Pound Sisters. I mean, I've literally binge watched 2 seasons in like the matter of days. You guys, it is such a good show. Like, it's about family relationships. Tammy and Amy are really, really funny, but they're also very, very vulnerable. Like, I was watching it today. I'm probably going to say this on my channel that I do, but like, I was thinking about, you know, like, other people that have been offered reality shows and stuff like that, and I was like, they could never, like, be this vulnerable. Like, Amy and Tammy Slayton are really vulnerable on the show. Like, they really share some deep stuff on the show. This one part, Amy starts crying when they're in this, like, bariatric psychology session. And I think this is part of season 1. And she's like, I wonder, she used to put food on Tammy's plate when they were little. And she's like, and she starts bawling. And she's like, I wonder if Tammy's overweight because I put food on her plate. I mean, just to have that kind of like childlike mentality of guilt all these years, you know, which is why to this day she still takes care of her sister or something. Well, I don't know today because I haven't watched the last 2 seasons, but so yeah, I will say their choice in men is interesting. I haven't watched the last 2 episodes, and I know that Amy's husband, like, is not helpful and stuff like that. But in the first 2 seasons, like, he helps out so much. Like, so much. Like, there's a scene where Tammy's boyfriend comes to visit, and what's his name? Mike? I think his name is Mike. And Mike is like literally pushing Tammy around in this wheelchair. And Amy says they're never going to make it because Mike has to push her everywhere. Like her boyfriend, Tammy's boyfriend, Jerry, can't even push her. She's 600 pounds. She's 600 and I think she's like 644 pounds in season 2. At the beginning of it because of the lockdown, she says. I mean, she makes a million excuses for why she's overweight, but it's so interesting watching it because they talk a lot about, well, they don't compare it, they talk about it being an addiction, a food addiction, right? Which I've talked a lot with my sponsor about my, eating and things like that in the past. And one of the things that's so interesting is the excuses that Tammy makes for not doing what the doctors are asking her to do is so I mean, not, the excuses aren't the same, right? Well, some of them kind of are, like, well, we couldn't leave the house, there was nothing to do, and we were bored, or when I'm going through something emotional, I eat. I mean, it's almost identical to excuses that addicts and alcoholics give people for why they can't make changes, It's really interesting watching from that point of view. But Amy's husband, the first 2 seasons, like, he does a lot for Tammy. A lot. And, like, she never says thank you or anything. Like, I mean, he's, like, literally pushing. I was sitting here because Amy at one point says she's 600 pounds plus the wheelchair, and I'm thinking, I've pushed people that are 100 or 150 pounds in a wheelchair before, and that's difficult for, 2 or 3 minutes. I mean, not super difficult, but you know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's pushing her 600 pounds and this wheelchair up ramps. And she doesn't even say thank you at the end of it and stuff like that. I'm just like... But I also kind of feel for Tammy because I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like, she's been overweight her entire life. She's like, she says several times that she doesn't have any friends. That's why, like, they started YouTube because they had no friends in real life. And their mom is, like, real mean to them, too. I don't know if that changes throughout the seasons. But, like, she wouldn't even come to Amy's wedding and stuff like that. She made some excuse that she was sick that day. I really felt bad for Amy for that. Just a lot of sadness in that family, But they, like, are not afraid to show it at all. Like, at all. Like, they are so authentic and real on this show. So, I don't know. I don't know what happens in seasons 3 and 4 because I haven't watched those yet, but I plan to with quickness. I also tried to watch Southern Hospitality. I don't know if that was the night before. I think it was the night before. Man, I'm going to try to keep on watching it to get through season 1, but it is bad. Like, it is really not that good. I don't think the people are interesting on it. I don't think the storyline is interesting. Okay, so it's a restaurant that's in North Carolina or whatever, South Carolina. Who cares? Okay, why not Indianapolis? Look, I downloaded all this Christmas music the other day. And I downloaded the soundtrack to Home Alone because I love that soundtrack so much. Somewhere in my memories. You guys know that song? And then, you guys want to know all the songs I downloaded? Okay. My Christmas songs. Jewel, Oh Holy Night, and Hands. I love that Christmas version of Hands. And then Frosty the Snowman by Jimmy Durante. Sleigh Ride by Ella Fitzgerald. But Ella Fitzgerald has an entire Christmas album that's fantastic. Burl Ives, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Carrie Underwood, Silent Night. It's a beautiful edition. Let It Snow, Dean Martin, Let It Snow. That's Christmas with the Rat Pack. I should probably get that whole album. Silent Night by The Temptations. Love that version. Bare Naked Ladies, God Rest You Merry Gentlemen with Sarah McLachlan. I love that song so much. The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole. I did like all of the, the famous. Oh, I bought the whole album of Christmas, or Charlie Brown Christmas original. 1965. God, isn't that crazy? I think it's been around that long. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree with Brenda Lee. White Christmas with Bing Crosby. And then I bought the entire Cascade Christmas Volume 2. It is so good, you guys. Here's the Christmas... Okay. Do I have this already? Cascade Christmas Deluxe. I must have it. Do I have it already? Albums. Alex is like, why didn't you just download all that music in Apple Music? And I was like, because I want to own it. I said, quit making fun of me. Because you just crack me up. He was like, you pay for Apple Music and you pay for iTunes. I go, I know, but I just like to want to own some of this stuff. Because then I can have it, down the road if I whenever I listen to it. Because you can have it on Apple Music too. I'm like, shut up. I know. I couldn't figure it out in that moment. Because you can figure it out. You just didn't want to. I go, listen. Oh, he just texted me leaving the office. Cascade. I don't have that Christmas album. Why is it showing up then in my memories? Da 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 da. More by Cascade. Okay. Here, let's add this. Add. How do I add to playlist? That's not what I'm going to do. Add to library. Added to library. Is it on my library? Oh my god, I did! I just figured it out! Oh my god, I'm so excited. He said leaving the office. I'm going to say, okay, sugar. Oh wait, I did this. I was giving him the kissy mouth. But I'm going to do the kissy mouth. And then, hold on a second. And an alien. Let's see what he says back. Boo Radley, your dad's coming home. Are you so excited to see your dad? He said, oh my lord, I am so excited to see my dad. He hearted it. Does your husband or wife do that? Do they heart like everything you text them? I mean, literally everything I text Alex, he hearts. Which is probably, like when we're watching TV, his phone goes off non-stop. And then he'll just start like laughing. I'll be like, what are you laughing at? He's like, this group text. He's like in like 16 group texts. Group text with the people he works with. Group text with his girlfriends. Group text with these girlfriends. Group text with these girlfriends. Group text with his family. Group text with... And all it is, like we're all like in this one huge family group text. And it's like somebody will say something like the other day, it was like Happy Thanksgiving, and then it's like 22 hearts. So your phone's like, I hate group text. Whenever I say that to Alex, he always goes, then just leave the conversations. But then it's like FOMO. You don't want to leave the conversations because you don't know what you might be missing, right? You don't know. You might want to hear something. There might be something really good that's being said. Do you know what I mean? So you can't. So yeah, last night I was going to eat real healthy and I didn't. I ate the Maggiano's. And then last night I had some of my peppermint bark, whatever they're called, pretzels from Costco. Oh my god, I ate the rest of those keto wafers. Those are so good. I reviewed them on my review channel. You can get them on Amazon. I don't remember what they're called, but they're over my review channel. I didn't link them or anything like that. You just have to watch the video to see what they're called. I can't remember what they're called, but they're so good. If you're on keto, those cookies, well, even if you're not on keto, I think those ketos, the more I ate them, the more I liked them. They're like this big, too. Maybe not that big. They're like this big. They are better than the regular sugar wafers. And I didn't necessarily think so when I first reviewed it. People are always like, you change your minds about this stuff. Well, the thing is that you review it and you get like a 30-second taste test. And then you eat this stuff over the period of the next week. And it's like your mind changes about that stuff, right? Like, so you start feeling differently about it and all that, you know? So, I don't know. But I have to tell you, those keto cookies, I should tell you what they are called right now. Hold on a second. Keto sugar. Well, I guess they wouldn't have sugar in them because it puts wafers. Oh, here they are. Rip Van Keto Wafer Cookies. An entire box, they're 10% off right now, is on Amazon. What are these? Are these pumpkin spice ones? They have all kinds of things from this brand. Oh my god. They have pumpkin spice ones. They have strawberry. They have vanilla. The lemon is currently unavailable. They have dark chocolate raspberry, dark chocolate, chocolate hazelnut. Which one were the ones that I got? Vanilla? Vanilla. Are these the ones? The camera stopped. Battery stopped. Okay. Yeah, they're called Rip Van wafers. And if you get them on Amazon... Well, here it says they're more expensive. It says they're $21.99. And you get 16 little packages, so 16 cookies. But, like, seriously, I mean, I sat last night and ate a bunch of them. Like, probably like 4 or 5. But you could probably only eat, like, 1 or 2 in a row. They're so good. Oh, here are the strawberry ones. $33.46 on eBay. No, ma'am. Rip Van Keto. Oh my god, there's all kinds of recipes for keto vanilla wafers. Popular recipes. Are any of you guys out there on keto? My sponsor, she has done keto all the time. Every time I talk to her, I'll be like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to eat tonight. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, she always says this, I'm going back on keto tomorrow. And I'm like, oh. And she's like, I mean, she's been on keto for like since I've known her. And she's like in good shape too. Not that I guess that's the only reason to be on keto. She's always talking about like it's important to be like healthy and whatever. And she's explained it to me about like being in ketosis and all that kind of stuff. I don't really understand it in all truth. For me to do some kind of like diet or lifestyle change, like I have to understand it. I think that's why like when I did Weight Watchers, I was able to do it for so long and it worked so well for me. That was back when we had the calculator. They had the calculators. I loved that calculator. Oh my god, I lived for that calculator. My ex and I did Weight Watchers and we solely did it because we wanted the calculator. We even bought, speaking of eBay, we bought our calculators on eBay. We didn't enter the program or that kind of stuff. We just bought the calculators on eBay. We wanted those calculators so bad. Do you guys remember them? They looked like smartphones like this. They legit were like calculators. And what is going on? So it's like welcome to. I'm like, why do I even have that on my phone? Some of the stuff that you have on your phone, like, let me give you an example. Something I have on my phone that's like, welcome to stocks. I've never even like opened that app on my phone. It like comes with their your phone. That's so stupid. But anyway, we loved doing Weight Watchers. I lost a ton of weight on Weight Watchers. And I know people will probably be like, why wouldn't you do Weight Watchers now? Because it almost kind of, to be honest with you, Weight Watchers is kind of a game. I think that's part of like I've known a lot of people that have done Weight Watchers and then went into maintenance and did very, very well. But for me, it was almost kind of like a game. It was like, okay, what are you going to eat to get your points? How many points you want to eat these points? Because I think I got like, I can't remember how heavy I was at the time, but when I started, like the majority of it at the beginning, I was like, I got 28 points or something like that. And we would like every night, no matter what we ate, because I would eat a lot of those processed meals because on the back of them, like the Smart Ones meals, it would say how many points they were on them. So I would eat like 2, this was before I was a vegetarian, I would eat like 2 of the lasagnas or something like that, and that would be like 12 points or something like that. But then we would make, every night for dinner, we would make a huge pot of green beans because green beans were 0 points. And so you could eat as many green beans as you wanted. There were a lot of 0-point foods. Caroline does Weight Watchers off and on. She loves it. And she's like, the 0 foods from when you did it and the 0 foods today are completely different. We don't do the calculator. It's all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay. So it got to be kind of like a game for me a little bit. I lost like 27 pounds or something like that, 30 pounds on Weight Watchers, probably over the course of like 6 months. Yeah. The thing is like, when I was working out every day, this is before I met my ex, when I was working out every day, I was running on a treadmill every day, I was lifting like 5 days a week, I was getting up in the morning, and I was having like, I can't even remember what my eating, I remember some of my eating back then, but I was eating like, drinking like a protein shake in the morning for breakfast, or I was eating like, like a granola bar. But like not like one of those like peanut butter and oats ones. It was like one that wasn't like high calorie, high fat, or any of that kind of stuff. It was like high fiber. And then, but I would eat breakfast. I would eat something I ate 3 times a day. Well, actually 4 times because I would eat a protein shake too. So, and I do believe in eating more times throughout the day, smaller meals. I feel like I had a snack too, so maybe like 5 times a day I was eating. So I would do that, and then I would have coffee, of course, and stuff like that in the morning for breakfast. And then I would go to work, and I was getting like 8 hours of sleep. I mean, I was going to bed. I was getting good sleep. This is when I was like, had gone through my breakup with my first ex, not my first boyfriend ever, but like the 3 that I count as long-term relationships, longest-term relationships. It was when I first got sober, when we broke up. And, that was when I was going out to the bars all the time with my friend that now lives in Denver. And I was like all the time doing the crossword puzzle. Like I would stop at the gas station on the way to work. I was getting 8 hours of sleep, ironing and having my clothes ready the night before, getting up, taking a shower, doing my hair, leaving the house with like 45 minutes to get to work, which took 10 minutes, stop at the gas station, get a huge cup of 24-ounce of coffee, or make coffee at work, and then I would always get the paper, and I would do the crossword puzzle every single day. I, to this day, believe that doing the crossword puzzle like that in the morning, like I think it really like makes you more alert for the day. I just remember doing the puzzle, and I always felt very alert. I would get in trouble in clinical meetings, because we were sitting there and they were talking about like other people, you know, like their patients or clients or whatever, and I'd be sitting there doing the crossword, and my supervisor would be like, not during the clinical meeting, I'd be like sitting there doing the crossword. I loved it. So anyway, we used to have so much fun in those clinical meetings. God, those meetings lasted forever. They were like 3 hours long, and we would, sometimes they were like 3 hours long. I remember like my partner would sit across from me, and she and I would like pass notes to each other and stuff like that. It was fun. Like across this huge conference table where everybody was at. God, those were the days. But anyway, so then for lunch, I would eat, like I said, this is before I was a vegetarian, I would get like one of those small cans of tuna, and then I would have 2 saltine crackers, and I would eat that small can of tuna with 2 saltine crackers, and then I would have a small can of the low sodium V8 juice. And that was what I ate for lunch every single day. And then I would go home and I would have a protein shake, and then I would like take a nap, and then I would go work out. And I mean, and I'm talking about like worked out. Like I was running like a lot, like on the treadmill. I would like run to the point where I was like watching an entire movie. I can remember there was like a period where every time I went to the gym, it was always, I Know What You Did Last Summer was on the gym. I would go to the gym and like hardly there was ever anybody there, because it was like the apartment gym. It was a really nice apartment gym too. They had a couple machines, they had free weights and all this kind of stuff. And they had like treadmill, stair stepper, and things like that. I finally ended up doing the stair stepper, but I kind of like already have kind of muscular legs, and so the stair stepper like made my legs like really muscular. I was like doing it every single day, and I can remember I would do it for like an hour every single day. I was running for like an hour and a half every single day, and then like 5 days a week I would lift, all like free weights. And I had a whole routine that I did. It was actually this routine that I found in like Men's Fitness magazine, and it was based on basic training for the military, for the Army. And it was like all free weight training thing. It was like biceps, triceps, you know, all this kind of stuff. And that was like what I did like 5 days a week. I can't believe I was like in that good a shape. And I was also like that strict about like, you know, doing all that kind of stuff. But I was that dedicated, committed. What's the word I'm looking for? Just pretty dedicated to doing that. And then I would come home, and like as soon as I came home from working out, I would make, and I had the same thing every day, I would make, there was these 2 like breasts of chicken. They were like this big. They were like smaller than normal, but not too small. And they came in a thing that you would get at the grocery store. And they were already cooked, and you just put them in the microwave for like 90 seconds. I'd eat 2 breasts of chicken with like nothing on them. No salt, no pepper, nothing. And then I had a rice steamer, and I would make wild rice, and I would put like vegetables, like those bags of vegetables, and I put like broccoli, cauliflower, and stuff like that, and I would mix that rice and those vegetables up, and I would have like I wouldn't eat the whole thing. I'd have like a serving or two, and I'd save the rest for like the next night or whatever. And then I made a peanut butter sandwich every single night with whole wheat bread. And then I would have a huge glass of milk. I was like, I don't know why, but I was trying to like get all the different food categories and stuff. And then I was drinking tons of water too. And that was it. And then like I would like be done eating for my day. And I think this had a lot to do with it too. By like 8 o'clock at night, like I wouldn't eat past 8 o'clock at night. And I was in bed by like that during that period of my life. I was in bed by like 10 or 11 o'clock at night every single night. I think the thing is, like when I think back on that period of my life, I think a lot about like working out in the gym. Like I really enjoyed working out in the gym. And I really, like, and I can remember, like, doing the crossword puzzle, like, on my days off and calling my friend, and we'd be drinking coffee, and he'd be like, okay, go. And we would both, like, start the crossword at the same time. He would always beat me. When you do the local crossword in the local newspaper enough, like, the same clues keep on repeating themselves, and so you kind of, like, learn it over time. But it was fun to do. And, but I also remember, like, going out to, like, the gay bars and stuff like that. You know, I was like a 32 waist. At this time, I would have been, 28, something like that. I was like a 32 waist. I was like a medium in a shirt, small medium. I was in really, really great shape. I felt great. I would get a lot of attention when I went out, like based on physicality. I don't know that I was really necessarily that happy, though. Like I had happy times, but I didn't feel like emotionally fulfilled. I felt driven. I felt driven to work out, lose weight, find a boyfriend, which is so crazy because I did all this to lose all this weight. And then the person that I ended up getting into a relationship with is somebody that had huge food issues and had lost my ex-boyfriend before I met him had lost 150 pounds, like within a year. And ended up having major cosmetic surgery for, I don't know if I've ever shared this on here. So I've always kind of like felt like it was his story, but we've been broken up for so long. I feel like it's my story too. But he had, during our relationship, he had major cosmetic surgery like the first year that we were together to like remove like the loose skin and things like that. Then he had to have cosmetic correctional surgery to repair the bad scars that he had from the surgeon that did the first operations. So, yeah, he went to my dad, not as a doctor, but, like, just one day we were talking to my dad, and my dad's like, you need to go to a different doctor. Like, this doctor did not do you well. So my dad referred him to somebody else. But, like, when we broke up, one of the things that he said to me was, because we gained so much weight, like, he gained all of his weight back. I gained a lot of weight, tons of weight throughout that relationship. I mean, I probably gained 80 to 100 pounds in that relationship over 6.5 years. And he said we were two food addicts that fell in love and just ate our way till the end. And there's a lot of truth to that, I don't know, maybe that's why I relate a little bit to the 1,000-pound sisters. I think with any kind of addiction, there's so much shame that goes along with it, It's like, I think that's why I'm so attracted to the vulnerability of them talking about it, because there's so much shame in it, And it's like even in, like, telling the story, it's like, I think, like, I'm very proud of that period of my life that I was so, like, committed and driven to work out every day and whatever. But, like, I wasn't really happy. But I also wasn't really happy when I was with my ex and we were, eating 5,000 calories a day. I'm the happiest, I think, in my life. I'm the happiest now that I've ever been in my entire life. And I think it's a mixture of the outside and the inside, like working on my physical health, but also working on my emotional health. It's taken a long time to get there, but I think ultimately that's what's made me the happiest, And also being conscious of that. This is what I was going to say earlier, like, start of this whole thing was, I said this a while ago, and I said it so much that people kind of got tired of it, I think, as I said, I feel so, okay, like, I either have really great days or I have really horrible days, but I don't really pay much consideration to the days where I'm just content. But I have so many days where I'm just content. I'm just like, I'm not like exuberant, happy, joyous, you know. And I don't have days where I'm like, you know, or I have days where I'm like really sad and down, or things have happened, or, you know, I'm just having a tough day. But I don't really pay much recognition to those days, or, you know, acknowledge those days where I just feel content. Like, today's a good day. Like, good cup of coffee, got some videos made, got to sleep in, got to watch some shows, got to spend time with Boo Radley, you know, going to a meeting with my good friend, whatever. Like, would I say that on my list of my 100 top days, this is one of them? No. But this has been a good day. Yesterday was a really good day, you know? And I want to acknowledge those days more, because I think those are the moments that really make life the most, you know? Don't get me wrong, talking about all that kind of stuff again, like, I think this is going to sound so crazy, but watching 1,000 Pound Sisters has really made me feel like if Amy Slayton can lose all this weight, then there's no reason why I can't. Thinking back about how I was, I don't want to become that rigid. There were a lot of times where I wouldn't even go out to eat, like with friends and things like that, because I didn't even want to be tempted in going to a restaurant to eat. I don't want to be like that again. But I do need to, you know, I've lost the majority of the main part of the weight that I wanted to lose. I was looking at my, like, what my weight should be last night. I knew it was, like, extraordinarily low. So I'm like 2.0. It's like 207 the other day, and I'm probably like 204, 205. Like, it goes between 203 and 207 constantly. One day it was like 202. Never under 200. That's my goal is just to be under 200 and stay under 200. But my doctors want me to be about 180. I was looking at my weight last night per my height, and I'm like, my goal weight is like between like 165 and 180. Or like 155 and 180. Like, that is really thin for me. Like, I can remember being like, at that time, getting really, really thin. And I can remember somebody that I worked with said, you know, for a while you were looking really good because you lost all this weight, but now it's kind of gone a little bit too far, like you've lost too much. And I can remember people comparing me to, like, those Calvin Klein ads from back in the day. Not this, but that my body was like almost kind of emaciated. 160 is really thin for me. Like, I don't even know that I would look healthy at 160. 170, 175. At 170, I think, if I was 170, I think you guys would be like, Peter, that's really, really thin. Like, you look really thin. But I think as far as health-wise, it'd probably be the healthiest for me as I got older, like this, you know. Like, my Uncle Dave was always very thin. Like, not emaciated thin, but thin, you know. So, I do think that I want to shoot for between, like, 170 or 180. I'm just so stagnant right now. I feel like my metabolism changed, and now it's stuck again, and whatever, and, like, because of the medicine, a combination of different things. I'm not going to lose any more weight unless I do the work. Like, I'm completely aware of that, right? But I also don't want to get to the point where I'm so driven that, like, my life is controlled by diet and losing weight and all that kind of stuff. But I got to do something because it's like time, you know? So I think if I could just even get below 200 and stay under 200, I couldn't just get below 200 and be like, you know, oh, I'm 199. Like, I would have to be like 194, 193 and like stay there and not be worried about going back over 200. And then I would feel more comfortable, you know? So that's kind of my goal, but I'm gonna see. I mean, my goal is between 170 and 180. It used to be 180, but I think my goal now, after looking at the stuff last night, what's like really healthy in your BMI and things like that, I think my goal is 170 to 180. I think I could probably reach that by my birthday next year, which is always on my list, is to be the healthiest I've ever been in my life, and having my teeth and all that kind of stuff, and going to the doctor, and my blood pressure now being low, and, you know, or lower, and everything like correcting itself. I think if next year I could get to that weight, and was like active, like running or walking every day and lifting weights and stuff, I think I probably could be able to say that I was the healthiest I've ever been in my life. Like, that would be the best birthday present to give to myself, you know, next year. So that's kind of ultimately my goal. So we'll see. I don't know, pray for me. Anyway, all right, I'm going to get off here now, you guys, because Alex is going to be home probably any minute, and I'm going to get this vlog started to go up, so hopefully I could get it up maybe before I leave, but I got to start getting ready here in about a half an hour. And then, yeah, but so it's going to be this video today, my Peter Does Stuff video, and my review video, and then other than that, I'm not going to film any videos. Tomorrow is Cousin Fun Day, so, oh, Boo Radley, see, come here, honey, come here. He said, I knew it was the end of the video. Look at his little long hairs. What are you doing then? You want to do your flips? Come here. Say hi to everybody. Tomorrow is Cousin Fun Day. Caroline wants to do some Christmas shopping tomorrow, she said. So we're going to do that. If I got home really, really late, I probably won't film any videos. But I'm planning on at least filming a vlog. Unless Alex comes home early from work. I think he might have something he's doing tomorrow night. Unless Alex comes home early from work and it's so cold I can't film outside, that would be the only reason that I would skip tomorrow. Other than that, I will probably be doing a vlog. And I probably will do a haul on my Peter Does Stuff channel, the stuff that I bought, and maybe a review video and a Peterisms video and stuff like that. And then Thursday I'll be back to filming videos over here full time, but we'll see about tomorrow. You are so tired. You hungry for dinner? You want your dinner, buddy? Huh? You want your dinner? You ate your lunch. Do you want some dinner? You do? Say bye to everybody. All right, you guys. I hope that you're having a magically amazing Tuesday. And if nobody else has told you this today, me and Boo love you. And take care of yourselves. Be kinder to one another. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Ah.